Welcome, beautiful souls. Okay, so you're here because you were randomly abandoned by your perceived twin soul, and they've been acting flaky and been giving you breadcrumbs of late. And you're wondering, could they possibly have a condition called Romantic Narcissistic Disorder? Now, over past videos, I've given you information regarding the cycle of the romantic narcissist. I've given you the traits. I've told you the breadcrumb scenario and lots of information. So subscribe to learn more. Today we're going to talk about gaslighting. Now, gaslighting is a natural defense mechanism which the romantic narcissist acquires to shield themselves from truth and blame and covering up whatever it is they are doing, probably with another love project. Talked about that on a past video. Now, it's like all other defense mechanisms in the narcissist arsenal. It's projection, deflection, and this is a natural response to an individual who wishes to avoid truth, being caught, and having blame at all costs. The narcissist can never accept blame. Why is this? For the narcissist, there is incredible shame associated with being wrong. They don't like to apologise, and they never like to admit that they're doing wrong or doing something that they shouldn't do. So as a result, numerous defence mechanisms are employed by the narcissist to shield them from blame. Now, in the case of gaslighting, the narcissist would rather accuse another person of getting it wrong, being crazy, or being absent-minded. They're the ones that were unreliable. The narcissist cannot admit that they were wrong or they were at fault. Now, gaslighting is a form of manipulation and it's emotional abuse, and it's a hallmark of the narcissist. Narcissists spew blatant lies. They will falsely accuse others. They will spin the truth and ultimately distort your reality. For example, it's you that were wrong and it's you that had it incorrect. How they make you feel? You feel like they've turned into another person almost. You've got an element where you don't trust them. You don't believe what they're telling you. This is not the person who idolised you. They make you feel anxious and you doubt yourself. You get a gut feeling that what they're telling you isn't right or honest. You feel sometimes, are you being too sensitive? You feel like everything you do is wrong, it's always your fault. They frustrate you immensely. They suddenly don't seem to be able to put words and sentences together fluently anymore, like they did in the love bomb stage. You heard it wrong. It wasn't that day, it wasn't that time, it wasn't that place. You must have got it wrong, is what they'll make you believe. You find yourself apologising way too often. You get that gut sense again that something's wrong, but you can't identify what it is. You question whether your response to your partner is appropriate. You make excuses for when your partner's late or didn't turn up. They do this to cause you to doubt yourself. It's a way that they can gain secrecy and superiority. Narcissists thrive on being worshipped. They like to be seen as clever, so they use these manipulation tactics to get you to do just that. How they ignore their ignorance is incredible. It really is. They show up for a dinner reservation late, in fact very late. They don't call like they say they would. In fact, not turning up is their cancelling. They change important plans at the last minute. Sometimes they just ignore making the arrangement to meet their parents completely. Genuine soul partners, they're able to recognise what they've done wrong and they'll apologise for it, and they certainly won't keep repeating the negative behaviour over and over again. Gaslighting is not committing to you. It's emotionally exhausting. For your own sanity, take that lucky escape that you have been given in the cruel disregard. You once and for all give them no explanation, like they gave you no warning that they were going to abandon you. Don't argue with them. Just disengage. And the other subject we're going to talk about today is Hoovers. Now, it may have been many weeks or months after the romantic narcissist, your perceived twin soul, the person you believe would never hurt you, has abandoned you without as much as a backward glance. Suddenly, randomly, they miss you. I say it could be many weeks after they disregarded you, or maybe eventually you cut off all the ties with all that nonsense. It's like their time has stood still. They just pick up where they left off. These odd messages leave you with a rotten feeling in the pit of your stomach when they randomly arrive. It's like, ta-da, I'm here. Another Hoover. While easy to confuse this with sincere attempts of reconciliation, it isn't. It's a manipulation tactic. They use this to try and hook you back into their narcissistic love snare, to give them an ego stroke, basically. Now, the random text may not necessarily suggest anything malicious, but be wary, especially if the relationship had toxicity. Now, they may use fake futuring, pretending to meet up with you. They may say something like, oh, do you want to meet up with me? They've got no intention of meeting up with you, probably. They just want to test you and see if you're where they left you. They may use phrases like, I'm watching our movie, I thought of us. As far as you're concerned, why do they have to do that? Because in your mind, you thought you were in a steady, committed, long-term relationship. So why message something strange along those lines? Or they may say, have you still got that record we used to listen to? But remember, they're lightly blanketing this over all the past sources, the love projects. More than anything, listen to your gut. These random messages turning up is just weird, especially after they disengaged with you, almost like they felt contempt for you not that long ago. Forget trying to change anyone with narcissistic personality disorder. Forget trying to make them happy by loving them enough. Forget changing yourself to meet their whims and desires. Forget them genuinely feeling empathic to your experiences. You will always feel empty, sad and confused after any interaction with them. Plus the frustration. They're not going to mirror you like they did at the hook love bomb stage cycle. They're probably not going to be in tune with you ever again. Take that lucky escape they gave you in that cruel disregard. I'm saying it again. They gave you this. You, once and for all, give them no explanation, like they gave you no warning that they were going to completely abandon you. They've done nothing but manipulate you from the moment they set eyes on you. Disengage. Limit your exposure with them. Block their number and email address. Look forward. The past, they have gone. They're not the person that love bombed you. They never were that person. You fell in love with yourself, remember? They mirrored you. That's behind you. You've got a positive future in front of you. Believe me, you will get over this, I promise you. I've told you about the recovery, how to get through this, and I've given you coping strategies in another video. One day you won't give them a second thought. Now, I know me saying that to you I know that actually gave you an anxiety attack. Don't worry, they'll subside soon enough. It's so tragic that you were snared into this thing. But once down from the addiction and once down from the love high, you will return to the normal, clear thinking person that you once were. You have your best life to live.